So I think we really didn't think about making a doc. I mean, we had ideas that we wanted to do something bigger, and we weren't sure what it was. But the idea for the doc really manifested when we received the police body camera footage. So just for context, Ajika was a family friend. She was really close. And so Nakan and I, you should know, I always forget to mention this, but Nakan and I are a married couple. And so Ajika was really close to two members of our family, Takima Robinson, who is an executive producer on the project, and Kimberly Robinson Jones, her sister, who lived in Ocala. So Kimberly actually lived in the house that you see Ajika living in before Ajika. And she was the one who introduced Ajika to that community because Kimberly also has kids. And she was like, you should move. This is a great place for you. You could live here, take my apartment. You know, there's the kids run around, the neighbors are all friends. But that's how the story came to us through our family. But the body camera footage came. So when this all happened initially, we were trying to help out the family, keeping this story in the news. We got Pamela Ajika's mother on The View, and we were worried that Susan would walk because of stand your ground laws, or that she wouldn't be arrested, and then two, after she was, we were concerned that stand your ground laws would prevail her defense, right? That she was trying to use. But the body camera footage came to us through Pamela's lawyers, again, Pamela Ajika's mother. So they were asked us to go through the material to see if we could pull out anything for the news. And came in a jumble. It was a big mess. I used to be an editor, so I strung it out in the timeline. It took weeks of us doing detective work, trying to match the body camera with the audio of whose audio is it? Whose camera is it? What is happening here? Because there was body camera footage, there was cell phone footage, there was ring camera footage, there was detective interviews from after the incident. And then there was also dash cam footage. There was just everything you see in the film. But when we strung it out, we realized it went back 2 years. And that's when we were like, oh, there's something more here. You never see the lead up to this kind of crime. You always see perhaps the day of and we are numb, right? Gun violence is so common. We see the day of, we see the day after. We don't get to see the 2 years leading up, and we don't often get to see the community as they were before, right? Before this terrible thing happened to them. So we really wanted to paint that picture. And the police body camera footage is so immersive and so first person. We felt it was the best tool to, again, show and not tell. I also come from a narrative background. So I came up with Spike Lee. My first film was Malcolm X. So I worked with him and a bunch of other directors through the 90s in New York. So that's my training. So I think I felt like we saw in this material the ability to make something that would play like a thriller, play like a narrative, and be more of a Trojan horse for the issues rather than an advocacy piece that kind of hits you over the head.
I don't bug anybody.
Come outside with your hands up!
You barely ever see me. I'm like the perfect neighbor.
Good evening, Nigeria Chambers, based out of Washington, D.C. I'm curious about within the filmmaking and all folks involved, what's sort of the response beyond the response you're sort of navigating through from folks such as myself who have witnessed and has been sort of almost in a way, and I'm somewhere around this because it's like very eerily familiar with this. Like there's the Susan, having that upbringing and identifying the Susan in my upbringing. So for the folks who almost feel sort of conditioned to this, like, oh, there's one of those again. What's sort of just been that conversation amongst everybody that's involved with this project, that this story in Florida pocketed in many neighborhoods across the nation, and then also to kind of ask about how people are weaponizing the stand your ground laws and the statistics that come from out of that that's unfavorable for Black victims. What's sort of been the two conversations around those 2 points? Thank you.
So I can start. So I think that what we see, I feel that this film, it's this community is a microcosm of our larger society and the forces we see at play. On one hand, you have the best of it of things. You have this community that is diverse, raising children together, creating a tight social fabric. Again, there's folks who are Black, there's folks who are white, there are folks who are Latino. But they are, again, you see them like living together, loving each other. You see the mother who says, when asked by the cops, which of these kids is yours, she says, oh, all these kids are mine, right? That's something that I grew up with. And that's something that we have cultivated. I know here Nikon and I are based in Brooklyn. It's something that we've cultivated here. The kids belong to all of us. And you see the children themselves who are so precocious and confident, and they're playing freely in the street. It's like this wonderful little community. And then you have this outlier who's racist, who's full of hate and is unstable and erratic. And her access to a gun makes her that much more dangerous, makes her a genuine threat. So I think for us, and in a world where we are increasingly by the powers that be, in our society, where they are attempting to polarize us, they are attempting to weaponize, to have us weaponize, well, not so much us, I will say, have white folks weaponize their hatred and their racism against us. We see that being encouraged today. So I think, and it has been through time, right? But it's particularly profound today. So I think this is something that we felt, again, we wanted to show people and not tell them. We felt that our viewers are smart, that they can go on this journey with us and see this. But we really think this community is a reflection of both the best and worst of our society, and and how, again, things need to change. And we hope it's also a call to action for how gun laws, there needs to be gun reform, and laws like stand your ground need to be repealed, particularly that do such great harm to us.
We've gotten a similar response everywhere we show the film, right? In terms of how do people feel about having this kind of person in their neighborhood? Does every neighborhood have a Susan? And we've shown this film, actually, we've gone around the world at this point with the film, and we're always surprised at how we can show the film in different kinds of communities, right? A lot of the screenings that we do are all white settings, and the response is still the same. It's always the same, that this person is an outlier, that this person, elicits a certain kind of response from the viewers, from the audience, right? So we find that there's a universal feeling about this film. There's a universal feeling about Susan, and the community that we're showing in juxtaposition to Susan, as well as Achika, the mother of the 4 children.
Thank you so much for that. Appreciate the answers.